What secrets lie hidden within the precious stones that once adorned kings and queens? Today we delve into the world of celestial blue radiance, exploring the most magnificent aquamarine tiaras that belong to great dynasties, the Romanovs, the Windsors, and other royal families. Prepare for a journey through the centuries, filled with brilliance, history, and royal grandeur. Aquamarine. A gemstone the colour of the sea wave, whose name, given by Pliny the Elder, derives from the Latin words aqua marina, seawater. This stone, a variety of the noble beryl, like its famous green counterpart, the emerald, is valued by jewellers for its clarity, transparency, and remarkable ease of cutting. But aquamarine is more than just a beautiful mineral. Since antiquity, it has been attributed with special properties, considered a talisman for sailors, a stone for lovers, and even a source of eternal youth. The crystalline structure of beryls provides aquamarines with strength and resistance to chipping, allowing artisans to create true masterpieces from them. The palette of aquamarine mesmerizes with its diversity, from a barely perceptible sky blue to the rich blue of a tropical lagoon, or even greenish turquoise shades. The most valuable are considered to be stones of a pure, intense blue colour without extraneous tones, but every shade is beautiful in its own way and finds its admirers. Ancient Romans believed that aquamarine could calm storms at sea and protect travellers from the wrath of Neptune or Poseidon among the Greeks. In the Middle Ages, it was thought to strengthen marital love, grant the owner courage and clarity of mind, and preserve youth and beauty. It is no wonder that this stone, with such rich symbolism and enchanting appearance, has always attracted the attention of the powerful. The fashion for aquamarines has experienced rises and falls. A huge surge in popularity occurred in the late 19th to early 20th century, the era of the Belle Époque, and the burgeoning Art Deco style. Jewellery houses created exquisite pieces where the delicate sparkle of aquamarines was emphasized by scattered diamonds and platinum. In the 21st century, we are witnessing a renewed interest in this stone, and its fresh, clear hues are once again capturing the hearts of jewellery connoisseurs. Royal treasuries around the world hold many magnificent jewels featuring aquamarines: tiaras, necklaces, earrings, brooches. These works of art not only amaze with their beauty and value, but also bear the imprint of history, serving as silent witnesses to the fates of their distinguished owners. Let us now open the jewellery boxes and examine some of the most famous aquamarine tiaras more closely. 1. Let us begin our journey with perhaps the most famous and extensive aquamarine parure of modern times, the set belonging to Queen Elizabeth II. This story begins in 1953, the year of the young British monarch's coronation. As a token of friendship and goodwill, the President and people of Brazil presented Elizabeth II with a truly royal gift, a magnificent necklace and a pair of earrings, radiant with large, perfectly matched Brazilian aquamarines of a deep blue colour. The stones were set in an intricate mounting of platinum and diamonds, crafted by the jewellery house Mappin & Webb. The necklace consisted of 9 large rectangular step-cut aquamarines, each in a diamond surround, connected by smaller square aquamarines and diamond elements. The earrings echoed the design of the necklace's central pendants. The gift made a profound impression on the Queen. She grew so fond of these jewels that she often appeared in them at official events. Seeing how highly the Queen valued their gift, the Brazilian government decided to supplement the set. In 1957, Elizabeth II herself commissioned a tiara from the royal jewellers Garrard and Company to harmonise with the gifted suite. Initially, the tiara was a rather modest platinum bandeau, featuring 3 vertically set square aquamarines topped with diamonds, which could be detached and worn as brooches. However, the parure's story did not end there. In 1958, during the Queen's visit to Brazil, she was presented with another gift. A bracelet crafted in the same style as the necklace, 7 rectangular aquamarines in diamond surrounds, and a large square-shaped brooch with a central aquamarine encircled by diamonds. Now Elizabeth II possessed a complete, albeit created over different periods, aquamarine set. But even this was not all. The Queen clearly aspired to greater harmony and monumentality. In 1971, she commissioned Garrard and Comey to remodel the 1957 tiara. The jewelers used stones from the Brazilian gifts, likely from the presented brooch, or other elements that might have been part of the original 1953 gift but were not included in the final necklace. The new version of the tiara became significantly taller and more elaborate. 4 large marquise-cut aquamarines in complex diamond settings resembling scrolls and stylized ornaments were added to the original bandeau. These new elements were taken from another piece, an aquamarine pendant, also gifted by Brazil. The central aquamarine from the original tiara version became the main element of the updated design. Thus was born the majestic tiara we know today, an imposing piece featuring large, luminous aquamarines encased in a sparkling platinum and diamond frame. Elizabeth II often wore this parure to state banquets and for official portraits, especially when wishing to compliment a host country associated with Brazil or South America. The stone's bright blue colour wonderfully suited her blue eyes and was often paired with gowns in blue or silver tones. This parure became one of the most recognisable and beloved sets in her extensive collection. But the Brazilian set was not the only aquamarine treasure in Elizabeth II's jewellery box. There was another tiara, entirely different in style, shrouded in some mystery. Ready to learn more about it? 2. We are referring to the so-called 5 snowflakes aquamarine tiara, sometimes called the Canadian. This is a much more delicate and modern piece compared to the monumental Brazilian parure. The tiara consists of 5 oval or cushion-cut aquamarines, each surrounded by an intricate composition of diamonds resembling stylized snowflakes or floral motifs. These 5 central elements are linked by diamond bars and set on a simple platinum or palladium base. The origin of this tiara is unclear. There is no precise information about who created it or when. 2 main theories exist. According to one, the tiara was a personal commission by the Queen herself. According to another, more romantic version, it was a gift from her husband, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. The latter theory is supported by the fact that Prince Philip often participated in designing jewellery for his wife. Elizabeth II first appeared in this tiara publicly in 1970 during a state visit to Canada. It was this event that gave the piece its unofficial name, the Canadian Tiara. Its light, airy design and the cool sparkle of the aquamarines and diamonds indeed evoke associations with winter and northern nature, making the tiara appropriate for the visit to Canada. In the later decades of Elizabeth II's reign, we saw this tiara not on her, but on her daughter-in-law Sophie, then Countess of Wessex, and now Duchess of Edinburgh. Sophie, wife of Prince Edward, the Queen's youngest son, is known for her fondness for aquamarines. She has repeatedly worn the 5 snowflakes tiara to various formal events, including state banquets and royal weddings abroad. The tiara beautifully complements her fair hair and blue eyes, creating an elegant and sophisticated look. It is worth noting that Duchess Sophie has another aquamarine tiara, a modern convertible piece that can be worn as both a tiara and a necklace. This tiara features a more geometric Art Deco-inspired design with large baguette and emerald-cut aquamarines. Its origin is also not entirely clear, but it is presumed to be either a personal commission or a gift. Sophie's appearances in 2 different aquamarine tiaras underscore her particular affection for this stone. Recently, Queen Camilla has also been seen wearing aquamarine pieces from Elizabeth II's collection, namely the earrings and part of the necklace from the famous Brazilian parure, which speaks to the enduring value and beauty of these stones in the eyes of the British royal family. But the sparkle of aquamarines adorned not only royalty. Aristocratic families across Europe also possessed magnificent examples of jewellery art featuring these stones. One such masterpiece changed hands not long ago, reminding the world of the brilliance of a bygone era. Shall we learn its story? 3. In 2007, at a Sotheby's auction in Geneva, a truly magnificent Belle Epoque aquamarine tiara belonging to the family of the Barons Hesketh appeared. This exquisite piece, created around 1910, is a striking example of Edwardian-era jewellery artistry. The tiara is crafted from platinum and adorned with 9 large oval and cushion-cut aquamarines of a delicate blue hue. The stones are set in open-work clusters surrounded by small old-cut diamonds. These clusters are interconnected by graceful garlands of diamond laurel leaves, a popular motif of the time, symbolizing glory and victory. The tiara's design is light and airy, despite the impressive size of the stones. The milligrain technique, characteristic of the Belle Epoque, creating tiny beads along the metal edges, lends additional delicacy and shimmer to the setting. This jewel is the embodiment of early 20th century elegance and refinement. The tiara's history is linked to Easton Neston Castle in Northamptonshire, the ancestral seat of the Barons Hesketh. The piece was put up for auction by the guardians of the then underage Frederick Fermor Hesketh, 3rd Baron Hesketh, following his father's death. The sale of the tiara, along with other valuables, was part of measures to maintain the family estate. The tiara sold for a substantial sum, confirming its artistic and historical value. The name of the new owner remained undisclosed. This tiara is a splendid example of how aristocratic families, much like royal houses, collected and preserved magnificent jewellery reflecting the tastes and styles of their era. And now, let us journey from aristocratic England of the early 20th century to pre-revolutionary Russia, where the glitter of jewels was no less dazzling, but the fates of their owners often proved tragic. Let us meet an elegant aquamarine piece belonging to one of the most controversial figures at the Russian imperial court. 4. We will discuss the aquamarine tiara aigrette of Princess Olga Valerianovna Paley, née Karnovich. Her life is a story of love, scandal and tragedy, set against the twilight of the Russian Empire. Olga was the wife of General Erich von Pistolkors when Grand Duke Paul Alexandrovich, the youngest son of Emperor Alexander II and Tsar Nicholas II's favourite uncle, fell in love with her. Their affair caused a major scandal at court. After Olga's divorce from her first husband, Paul Alexandrovich secretly married her in 1902 in Livorno, incurring the wrath of Emperor Nicholas II. This marriage was morganatic, meaning unequal in status, and Olga could not receive the title of Grand Duchess. Furthermore, Nicholas II stripped his uncle of all ranks and positions, exiled him from Russia and seized his property. The family settled in Paris. Only several years later did the Bavarian Prince Regent Luitpold grant Olga and her children the title of Counts von Hohenfelsen. In 1915, when Paul Alexandrovich was allowed to return to Russia during World War I, Nicholas II bestowed upon Olga and her descendants the Russian princely title of Paley. Despite the disgrace and financial constraints compared to other members of the imperial family, Grand Duke Paul Alexandrovich endeavoured to spoil his beloved wife with exquisite gifts. One of these was a charming aquamarine set, including a tiara aigrette, a necklace, and a corsage ornament. The tiara aigrette was fashioned in the trendy style of the early 20th century. Aigrettes are hair ornaments, often designed to hold feathers. Olga Paley's tiara was likely created by one of the renowned Parisian jewellery houses, possibly Cartier, with whom Paul Alexandrovich had close ties. It featured a light structure of platinum and diamonds, crowned with several aquamarines, probably pear or oval-shaped. The design was graceful and refined, befitting the elegant style of Princess Paley, who was considered one of the most fashionable ladies of her time. Sadly, the family's fate was tragic. Grand Duke Paul Alexandrovich was executed by the Bolsheviks in the Peter and Paul Fortress in January 1919. Their son, the talented poet Prince Vladimir Paley, was murdered a year earlier near Alapayevsk. Princess Olga Paley managed to escape Russia with her daughters, Irina and Natalia. It is likely that the aquamarine aigrette, along with other jewels, was taken abroad and subsequently sold to support their life in exile. The exact fate of this delicate and elegant piece, a witness to a turbulent and tragic love, remains unknown. From the dramatic pages of Russian history, let us turn to the calmer waters of contemporary European monarchies. In Sweden, an aquamarine tiara has become the signature piece of one of its most charming princesses. Can you guess who? 5. Of course, it is Princess Madeleine of Sweden, the youngest daughter of King Carl XVI Gustaf and Queen Sylvia. She has at her disposal an absolutely delightful aquamarine tiara in the kokoshnik style, which suits her wonderfully, accentuating her famous blue eyes. This tiara is aptly named the Aquamarine Kokoshnik. The piece is a classic kokoshnik, a tiara shape popularized by the Russian imperial court and fashionable throughout Europe in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The tiara consists of large round or slightly oval-cut aquamarines evenly distributed along the entire arc. Between the aquamarines are vertical rows or columns of diamonds, creating a structured yet elegant rhythm. The base is made of white metal, likely platinum. The tiara's design is simple but effective, owing to the size and clarity of the aquamarines and the brilliance of the diamonds. The history of this tiara traces back to the early 20th century. It is believed to have been made around the 1900s, possibly by a Swedish court jeweler or a well-known European firm. The workshop of Koch is sometimes mentioned, but there is no firm confirmation. The first known owner of the tiara was Crown Princess Margaret of Sweden, née Princess Margaret of Connaught, a granddaughter of Britain's Queen Victoria. She brought an impressive collection of jewels with her to Sweden upon her marriage to the future King Gustav VI Adolf. After Crown Princess Margaret's premature death in 1920, her jewels were divided among her children. The aquamarine kokoshnik apparently passed to her son, Prince Gustav Adolf, Duke of Västerbotten, and then to his wife, Princess Sibylla of Saxe-Coburg, and Gotha, mother of the current King Carl XVI Gustaf. Princess Sibylla, however, rarely wore this tiara, preferring other pieces. In 1972, following Princess Sibylla's death, the tiara was inherited by one of her daughters, Princess Margareta, Mrs. Ambler, King Carl XVI Gustav's eldest sister. Princess Margareta, like her grandmother, often wore this tiara in her youth at official events. Today, she is its official owner, but generously lends it to the younger female members of the Swedish royal family. Most often, it is her niece, Princess Madeleine, who appears in the aquamarine kokoshnik. The tiara has practically become her signature piece. Madeleine has chosen it for official portraits, Nobel Prize banquets, and other formal occasions. The delicate color of the aquamarines harmonizes perfectly with her features, creating a fresh, feminine, and royally elegant image. This tiara is a wonderful example of how family jewels continue to live on, passed down through generations and adorning new owners. But let us return once more to Russia, this time to the Empress herself. Although aquamarines were not considered premier stones in the imperial treasury, one parure nevertheless made history. What was the aquamarine jewel of the last Russian Tsarina like? 6. For a long time in Russia, aquamarines, despite their beauty, were indeed not considered stones worthy of imperial regalia or top-tier state jewels. Preference was given to diamonds, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, and pearls. However, at the turn of the 19th to the 20th century, when the fashion for aquamarines swept Europe, even the conservative Russian court did not remain untouched. Empress Alexandra Fyodorovna, wife of Nicholas II, became the owner of a significant aquamarine parure. This set was a gift from her loving husband, Emperor Nicholas II, and was created around 1900. The jeweler who crafted this piece is not definitively established, but it could have been one of the court masters, such as Carl Fabergé or the Swedish jewelers Bolin, who worked for the Russian court. The parure was distinguished by a rather severe, almost geometric design, anticipating the Art Deco style. The central element was a convertible tiara, which could also be worn as a necklace. It consisted of large aquamarines, likely square or rectangular step-cut, interconnected by rows of diamonds. The design was linear and graphic, somewhat different from the opulent floral and garland motifs still popular at the time. Perhaps this style reflected the personal tastes of the empress, who leaned towards a more restrained elegance, or it was a conscious adherence to the latest jewelry trends. In addition to the tiara necklace, the set included earrings echoing the main motif, and a large brooch, probably featuring a central aquamarine in a diamond surround, designed in the same austere style. Alexandra Feodorovna wore this parure, although perhaps not as frequently as her famous pearl or diamond jewels. The fate of this aquamarine parure, like many other Romanov treasures, is sad and obscure. After the 1917 revolution and the demise of the imperial family, traces of the set disappear. It was likely confiscated by the Bolsheviks and either sold abroad whole or in parts, or dismantled for its stones. There is no reliable information about its whereabouts today. This lost parure remains a symbol not only of the splendor of a bygone era, but also of the tragic fate of the last Russian imperial family. We have journeyed through the pages of history, admiring the magnificent aquamarine tiaras that belong to queens, princesses, and aristocrats, from the monumental Brazilian parure of Elizabeth II to the delicate aigrette of Princess Paley, from the elegant kokoshnik of Princess Madeleine to the lost treasure of Alexandra Feodorovna. Each of these jewels tells its own unique story. Aquamarines, stones the color of the sea and sky, continue to captivate us with their pure, fresh beauty. They witnessed coronations and state visits, lavish balls and quiet family moments, joy and tragedy. They connect generations, passing down through inheritance or changing owners at auctions, yet invariably retaining their magical allure. These tiaras are not just expensive accessories. They are symbols of status, power, love, memory. They are part of cultural heritage, a reflection of the tastes and styles of past eras, the embodiment of the highest jewelry craftsmanship. Gazing upon their celestial blue radiance, we touch history, the fates of the great women whose heads they once crowned. What feelings do these magnificent jewels evoke in you? Whose story did you find most captivating? Tell us in the comments which of the aquamarine tiaras made the greatest impression on you. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of royal jewels, please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new fascinating stories about jewelry masterpieces and their famous owners. Thank you for watching. And until next time.